Hey guys, so excuse me. So this is my first video for my first day of my trip. I don't know. Not all of you know. Obviously, this trip has been it's a big step for me, a big risk. I'm not a big risk taker, and it kind of feels weird that this is really happening. That I'm actually here, and so far I'm only crashing now, and that's pretty good for a first day of a lot of stress, or potential stress, I guess. So today I got to the airport. I was able to make it through pretty good till the end, till I got to through bag check and everything, and then I started to get a little bit emotional, which is I expected, I guess. And I was listening to some of my favorite people talking, some MP3s I made up to listen to for in case I needed. And I got pretty emotional as I was walking down to the tarmac, like onto the plane. Once I got onto the plane, I let the flight attendant know that I had anxiety about flying. Sometimes that helps. And it really did. She was really helpful. She just told me that if I needed anything, she was there, and that's really all I needed. Sometimes that's really all you can ask for, and sometimes just telling somebody else is helpful. What else? Sorry, I wrote some stuff down to make sure that my folks could know what was going on. I checked the channels once I sat down before the flight went on, and Supernatural was on TV, which is pretty funny, and it's one of my favorite episodes. It's called Time After Time, and Dean goes back in time, and he gets to, hang out with Elliot Ness, and he gets to wear like old school fedoras and the coats and the suspenders, and he's so excited, and that's a really fun episode. So I was surprised and happy that showed up. I'd already decided I was going to watch a movie on the flight, and Avengers Age of Ultron was on there, so I was really pumped about that. I think the geek gods were giving me strength today. They knew that I needed them, and they came through. The main hard part, had a bit of a rough time about halfway through. There was some turbulence, and that was a bit hard, but otherwise, just the landing was the toughest part, I guess, but I think that's probably pretty normal. Made it off the plane. My Uncle Joe was there to pick me up, and we drove to see my other uncle at work, which was fun because he didn't know I was coming, and I got some Starbucks. Even just the drive from the airport was amazing. Everything is completely different here. I haven't been here in probably 10 years, so it's all I don't remember a lot from the last time I was here. So that was really lovely. Literally in every neighborhood we went by, all the trees, every tree is different. There's so many trees, so many plants compared to here. It reminded me a lot of both Kenora in terms of like the ups and the downs, and a little bit of Ottawa. Ottawa has a lot of greenery around as well, so that was nice. Felt a little bit familiar because I've gone to Ottawa so many times, and Ottawa feels like home. What else? Yeah, came home after a bit, spent a bit of time just settling in. Then Joe and I went out for some dinner, and I had tried new food, which is another stress. And then he drove me around, and he showed me Stanley Park, and then a whole bunch of neighborhoods. We were probably driving around for 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half, including dinner. So it was a lot. And then I realized about halfway through the drive that I was starting to get pretty tired, just from my energy pretty much going entirely all day just to keeping my anxiety at bay. And it was also, I realized I was 2 hours behind. So normally right now it feels like 10:38, but it's only 8:38. So I'm probably going to fall asleep pretty early, which also means I'll get up early, which is good because I want to spend as much of tomorrow as I can just kind of doing some touristy stuff, since the rest of the weekend I'll be inside at the convention. So yeah, I just wanted to check in. I don't want to pelt you guys with updates every day because it's not going to be interesting to everybody. So I figured I would just make little videos, and then if you want to watch them, you can, and if not, then no worries. But yeah, up until now, I mean, I think I'm pretty proud of myself and how I'm coping. You know, I'm crashing now, but a lot of that is, you know, my tooth is really sore, so I finally got some Orajel on that, and my nausea and my anxiety is a little bit rougher right now, but I think that's just from, you know, trying new food and flying and lots of driving, and a lot of those things are things I find a little bit more difficult than the average person. Really excited for tomorrow. Tomorrow I don't know exactly what we're doing, but probably just making some scheduling plans, and I'm hoping that my uncles can take me to do a little bit more sightseeing. And then in the evening I have pre-registration for my convention. It's not mandatory, but that way I can go and spend the evening there and maybe meet some fellow nerds like me, and it'll be great because I think it's going to be a little bit like when I used to do those midnight shows at Harry Potter, where I'd spend, you know, I'd save a spot in line for all my friends. You know, they'd all show up at like 10, and I would be there at 5 p.m. just for the midnight show, just to hold our spot in line because there were so many of us. And I would be, you know, by myself, but I would, you know, meet people in line that were all there for the same reason. Something really amazing about bonding over, you know, even though it's something super nerdy like a show or a movie, but it's something that you all emotionally have that connection with, and it definitely like creates that connection that you wouldn't otherwise have with a stranger. So I'm really excited to meet some new people. And then I also get to go and see my friend Kathy tomorrow because I'm staying with her and her partner, and over the weekend because they're closer to the convention, and that way I'll get a chance to see them because I probably wouldn't have had a time otherwise. So I'm really excited. I think that's probably about it for tonight. I'm going on about 7 minutes. That's really long. So good luck if any of you actually make it through this video. Yeah, I really appreciate those of you that checked in with me today. I know that my anxiety is not that exciting to everybody, but it means a lot to me to have a couple people, you know, message and check in and let me know that, you know, it's going to be okay, and that I will surprise myself, and I did surprise myself, so that's really important. And this convention is not, I'm here for the convention, but it's also so much more. It's like I'm proving to myself that even though I have vertigo and I have my anxiety and my depression and all my other things, that I can still do things that I want to do and go see places instead of just, you know, staying at home and not going and seeing other things, you know, and just doing the same thing every day, expecting a change. And this way I'm kind of taking control of at least something I can control. So this trip means it's more than just the convention. It's a mixture of everything. But I'm here and I'm safe, staying with my uncles for another night. And then tomorrow I head to Kathy's for a bit, and then I'm back here on Sunday night once my convention's over. And then I'm back on Monday, and it'll fly by, I know it. But yeah, thanks for watching if you watched, and I'll make another video tomorrow. Okay.